The theme for this seventh Sunday in Ordinary Time is Love Your Enemies. In the very first reading in the book of Leviticus, God tells us to bear no hatred for our brother or sister in our heart. And we can do this because, as it says in the responsorial psalm, the Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger and abounding in kindness. How can we do that? How can we be slow to anger and abounding in kindness ourselves? Well, St. Paul says that of our own efforts we have nothing to boast of, but it is on God's grace and by God's power. And the way I like to think about it, it's like the human heart is very, very shallow. Every time I try to love my neighbor on my own strength, it's kind of like having a little cup of water and spilling a little bit on this person, a little bit on this person, a little bit on this person. Pretty soon you run out. But let's say you put that cup underneath Niagara Falls and you just overflow with the steadfast love of God for each person so that you're able to forgive people before they even offend you. Chances are you've probably been hurt. Someone has offended you or insulted you, or you've had some difficulty with friends or family. And every time you have some kind of difficulty in relationship, you should probably see it as a blessing from God, because it's at that moment you have to make a decision. And the decision really comes from a humble heart, a contrite heart, where you say, I'm going to choose to allow God to give me the grace to forgive the person. Now, if you have difficulty forgiving your enemy, you can try this. Place them and yourself at the foot of the cross and watch Jesus Christ forgive them. They crucified him by their sins. They put him on that cross, just as you did, but he forgives them. And if Christ can forgive them, you can let that love that he places in your heart overflow for them. So maybe as a homework or as some kind of examination of conscience for this week, the mission that God gives us, we can look at all the people in our lives that we have had difficulty forgiving or that we've had to forgive and try to see them as a gift of God to elicit or to pull out or bring out from us a greater love, the kind of love that loves one's enemies and forgives those who persecute us. God bless you.